Hello, in this tutorial we will have a closer look into Access Allocation Rules in the management area of the Right Management console. This tab enables the creation, maintenance and application of Access Allocation Rules for Right extensions and the Right Management console. This of course only works if you have a working Click connection. By default, the Right Management console applies its access allocation rules to each user on their first login, either via Right Management console or a Right extension. The resulting individual user access rights are then saved in the users table. Existing user table entries are not updated even if the access rules change, but both logins via Right Management console and Right extension will be treated as individual first logins. The Right Management console login allocates the user's access rights to the Right Management console, while the extension login allocates their access to the Right extensions and takes the associated licenses. If you just set up your Right server and want to use the extensions next, you should first establish extension license allocation rules that manage first-time Right users. To do so, click on Add Rule and a pop-up window will appear. Important here, Click Cloud and Click Send Server on Enterprise work slightly different. We will get to Click Cloud in a bit. With Click Send Server, select your user directory and the type. You may choose between individual users or groups. Use an asterisk to set a wildcard that addresses every user or group. Note that allocation rules affecting groups grant each member of that group the licenses which the rule provides. The first logins will get assigned licenses until the Right Management console runs out of Right extension licenses. Additional users will not be added unless licenses become available by either purchasing more licenses or revoking product rights. Extensions and spaces can now also be assigned. Hit the Save button and you have your first extension license allocation rule. When entering the user or directory, the Right Management console provides suggestions inside a drop-down menu to choose from. The suggestions are gathered from the Click server in the synchronization step, which is automatically performed when starting the Right Management console. You can also synchronize users from the Click server to the Right server manually using the button Synchronize Users, or set up a schedule to trigger user synchronization periodically, if, for example, newly added Click users do not show up in the suggestions. Working with Click Cloud, you can only allocate individual users. Therefore, when adding a new rule, you simply choose between specifying the name, email, or user ID. Select the extensions and choose one or multiple spaces. Group allocation is not available for Click Cloud, but you can still use an asterisk to address all users that log in. Lastly, we have a look at the Reapply Access Allocation Rules button. This will delete all user access rights in the users table and reapply access according to the currently defined allocation rules. This button can also be found in the Users area. The area contains a list of all registered users and their respective permissions. You can manually change the permissions of individual users, but once you hit the Reapply Access Allocation Rules button and confirm the action, any manual changes that have been made before will be overwritten. The second tab within the Access Allocation Rule settings is WMC Access Allocation. These settings are only relevant if you use an LDAP connection to include additional users that manage the Right Management console. Right Management Access Rules determine the user's Right Management console permissions. Root admin, content admin, Right Management user, or Click user. For more information about the different roles and the Right Management console in general, see our other tutorial videos or have a look at the manual.